The information in this training has been developed by the Governor's Crime Commission's Crime Victim Services Planning Team in consultation with the JJ and CJI planning teams and applies to all GCC applications. At the completion of this module, you will have knowledge of how to set up a budget for your project using the Grant Enterprise Management System, also known as GEMS, as well as upload documentation to support your budget into GEMS. Let's get started. Let's get started with setting up the budget. All project applications submitted to GCC require a budget. The budget provides details of how you plan to use the awarded funds. You will need to prepare a line item budget as well as supporting documentation prior to submitting your application. You must show all proposed costs, and they must be allocable, allowable, reasonable, and necessary. Costs should be prorated based on the percentage that an item is used by the project. For example, if 25% of a staff member's time is being used to support a project, 25% of the cost of salary and any fringe benefits can be covered by the project. Hover over the fringe benefits arrow to learn more about fringe benefits, and then let's take a look at another example. If you are planning to include the cost of a rental space that will be used to perform services for your project, you will need to show the cost for up to 24 months of the rental in your budget. Also, be sure that your calculations are specifically for the percentage of space used for your project. Now let's learn how to add the budget in GEMS. As a reminder, applicants should refer to the request for application or the RFA for additional details on specific budget requirements. Use the table of contents to navigate to the section related to application budget. Additionally, agencies are expected to upload supporting documents with each application submitted in GEMS. These documents are required at the time of submission and should be labeled as indicated in the RFA. After you have prepared and reviewed your costs and determined that all your budget expenses are justified and consistent with the program narrative, your line items can be added in GEMS. You will need to log in to your project and click on First Year Budget. You will begin adding line items to your budget by selecting the Cost Category drop-down arrow. You will need to address each budget category relevant to your project. Please take note that fringe benefit items will be added in the personnel category. Indirect cost rate will be added by selecting indirect costs and adding requested information. Always remember to press save so that your information will not be lost. As you enter each line item in your budget, you will gradually build up the budget detail worksheet where the calculations will appear. Now that you have entered your line item budget into GEMS, you should finally upload any supporting documentation for your budget. Select attachments from the project categories, and from here, files can be uploaded directly to the project. The description should include the name of the attachment. Once you have selected your file and entered the description, press Save to ensure that the document has been added to your project. Your file will be displayed as saved once complete. You should then move on to add the second year's budget if you have that information. After you have entered all budget information for year 1 and year 2 if applicable, you are ready to complete the budget summary. The budget summary provides the total cost for each budget category. GEMS uses each line item entered in the budget and creates the total amount of funding requested by category. Applicants will need to complete the 2 sections requesting information regarding match and press save. Once the budget has been entered, the summary will look like the image provided on the screen. Please be advised that upon review, the Governor's Crime Commission reserves the right to reduce budgets and request budget adjustments at its discretion. You will learn more about adjustments and modifications in Module 5. This concludes the project budget module. Thank you for your participation.